What's up, blockchain? This is Nick from Truth Blitz coming at you with another late one. Had a hell of a day today. I had to bring my 1-year-old to the hospital, so everything's fine though. Just a little bit of a scare. So definitely threw a wrench in my plans for the day. But that's what happens when you got kids. They scare the crap out of you. So let's take a quick look at the market, and then we'll get into something that I meant to do days ago, but kind of forgot to do. And let's talk about the new preview of the new Pillar wallet that's coming out. So anyway, right now we're in a bit of a pullback still. $699 billion market cap overall, just under 700 billion. We got Bitcoin almost dropped below 13,000. I don't know if it did at any point, but it was like right there, almost to the high 12,000 mark. But you can see we got most everything in the red except NEO, which is doing extraordinary. $159.03. So if you are lucky enough to be holding NEO, congratulations. I have a small amount. I believe I got NEO when it was ant shares at $8 a piece. I really wish I bought a lot more, but you know, that's how the cookie crumbles, right? So another thing I wanted to talk about is I saw Crypto Blood's video today. He got into another ICO recently. He's taking a break from ICOs like I have. The last ICO I believe I got into was, it might have been PayPal. It might have been MarkSpace. I don't remember. But I am starting to think about looking for another couple of ICOs to get into. Of course, it's got to be something that's either got a good pre-sale bonus, or you know, it's got to be a good one. Let's put it that way. I'm not going to be frivolous with my Ethereum like I was last year, but you know, I am going to keep my eyes open, and I think I am going to put into an ICO or two. So anyway, I want to get into this real quick. We're just going to take a look at, and I know a lot of you have seen this already, and if you follow me, you know that I'm big on Pillar. I hold a pretty decent amount of Pillar, and Pillar is one of those tokens that Cliff High says is going to go to parity with Ethereum at some point. And yes, it is hard to see that happening. If you look at what Ethereum's at right now and what Pillar's at right now, okay, and I got into Pillar in the pre-ICO, then I put in more in the regular ICO, and then I bought a whole bunch more later on below the ICO price on EtherDelta. So right now, last I looked, we are at $1.16 per Pillar token. So the majority of my Pillar that I have, I bought at 8 cents. So looking at a very good return on my investment already. And like I said, it is hard to see Pillar going to parity with Ethereum, but stranger things have happened. If you really want to think about it, a lot of the prices that we are seeing now, it would have been impossible to imagine those prices compared to where the prices were a year ago, right? So you never know. Pillar has huge plans. Okay, their wallet is going to be so much more than just a wallet. Okay, so it's very possible. I mean, I'd be happy with I mean, I did some math in my head, and like I said, look at what Ethereum's at right now. Did Cliff mean it was going to go to parity with the price of Ethereum when he said that? Which, when he said that, Ethereum was probably around $400, okay? So let's say, for the sake of argument, he meant that it was going to go to $400, okay? I would be happy with it going far less than that, $100, and I did some numbers in my head, conservative estimates, conservative guesses, I should say, just messing with some numbers, and I'm sitting very well if Pillar goes to $100. So that is why I chose to go in on Pillar as much as I did, because when Cliff came out and said that, Pillar was by far the cheapest one, okay? EOS was as well, and he said EOS was going to, I believe it was on that list, but later on it was going to do that. So I am holding a lot of EOS as well, and if you follow me again, you know that I love EOS. So those are two of my favorites, Pillar and EOS. I have others that I love, but those are my absolute favorites. So let's take a quick look at this wallet, shall we?
Hey everyone, I'm Drew. I'm part of the product team here at Pillar, and I'm excited today to share with you some of the design and user experience direction that we've been exploring as a team. Before we get started, I do want to start with a small disclaimer that what you see here is a work in progress. There are a variety of things here that are in flux and being informed every day with new research along security and technical architecture and various things. So it's important to keep in mind that with product development, things can and do change. But without further ado, let's kind of get into the presentation. As you can see here, we've basically created a card display and management system that is organized across 4 primary categories, being assets, people, services, and me. With this, everything is a card. So what that means is, your dentist, all your crypto assets and tokens, the pizza delivery place, ICOs, these are all cards, and they're all represented as cards within this system. So as you can see here, your top are recent assets up top, other assets below, likely to include a favoriting mechanism here as well to bring your most favorite up top. Clicking into a particular card, the Pillar card, you'll see that within the details of the card there will be some basic branding as well as any kind of information that is related to that card. With this asset card, obviously the typical functionality of request, send, view transaction history, and then here you'll see available offers. So certain cards will definitely have offers, primarily services and possibly ICOs, and even possibly some tokens in the future. From here, I can go into send flow, and what you'll see is immediately what's brought up is more of an address book than what you'd expect, which would be a typical entry field for a alphanumeric character string or QR code. And this is an important point to keep in mind because Pillar, we're interested in encouraging our users to establish wallet-to-wallet connections for sharing information and transacting. Obviously, the kind of old-fashioned approach of QR and address input will work, but we think this is gonna make things much easier in the future. So jumping over to people, we can take a look at our people, our existing whitelist contacts or address book. On top are our favorites or most recent. All the other contacts would be below. And to create a new contact, you'd be brought into a search of this particular section where you'd be able to input a variety of criteria from their name, location, email address, etc., and be able to search for a particular individual. If you are not able to find that individual, be able to invite them to the Pillar system, Pillar ecosystem and wallet via an email, and establish a connection that way. But for now, let's explore a connection that we already have made. So this is Araya Jintasa. Click here. We jump back into a detail view here. Her kind of branding and wallpaper, some information she's chosen to share with us. If we have transacted in the past, a little bit of history, and then kind of core functionality of request, send, message. So let's say I want to send Araya something. So click on send, prompt me to choose an asset, just like from the asset flow, it prompts me to choose a person or contact. Let's decide we want to send Araya some pillar. Click on pillar, and you'll be brought up a prompt to kind of input how much you'd be interested in sending. And as you see this kind of card peeking through here, this is meant to represent you're going to go on a kind of a horizontal journey here, inputting everything that you know, in this case, the specific amount you're interested in sending, and then at that point, you would be able to confirm. So for security purposes, we will be offering a PIN code entry for advanced security, and we're also exploring biometric as well. Also interesting to keep in mind this kind of card stacking navigation that you can see. And what this allows for is at any point you can click to move back into the flow and make adjustments as necessary.
All right, so I'm going to pause that real quick. So to me, so far, so good. I like the way that it's set up. It seems like, and we knew this, that, one of their main goals was ease of use. They wanted to bring wallets to the people who may not be the most tech savvy. The way things are currently, some wallets can be a little confusing, especially for newbies. So, I've had tons of questions on how to use specific things, how to set specific things up, things that to me, are very easy. But you got to remember, everybody doesn't have the same level of know-how when it comes to navigating the crypto space. So ease of use is a big thing, and I do like the card stacking setup that they have. So far seems very easy to use, and I do like the way it is laid out currently. I don't know if they're going to keep this layout. They're also going to be adding a lot more to this wallet, more functionality, but let's continue.
Clicking on confirm kind of wipes that navigation and that card stack rather, and brings you to this transaction has been sent and shows you the status. Clicking on the status will allow you to navigate to a transaction history page and check on everything that's going on. Clicking finish will bring us back to our kind of core assets view. Moving on, services section. So services will be similar to assets in that it will kind of display a list of stacked cards that you both own or have yet to own. But in this kind of first iteration, we're primarily focused on support as our core and initial service offering. So this is more of a detailed view into a particular service card, in this case, the support card. And the various offerings that or functionality offered under this service. So chat support, call support, email, etc. Underneath here, you can also see kind of an FAQ or a question and answer section for users looking to kind of self-learn or teach themselves about how to navigate and use this Pillar wallet. So now let's jump into the Me section. What you'll see here is this is basically your personal profile and what will evolve into your personal data locker. You'll see your name, avatar, your own personal kind of wallpaper, number of connections, assets, and services. You can also see kind of your top connections or favorites, top or favorite assets, and then any services that you may have as well. Moving back up, clicking on Manage Identity, it will take you into some of the settings that you can make and update and the details that you're interested in sharing across your contact network. So what's important to keep in mind here is these can all be adjusted retroactively. What that means is you don't actually have to share or choose the particular fields that you want to share with a contact prior to sharing. You can toggle these on or off after the connection's already been made. And that's one of the core features of the Pillar wallet and the personal data locker. Clicking on recent history, we can actually see connections that we have, those that are pending, and those that we're kind of waiting to be accepted. Going back to assets, you can also see search is kind of full semantic view, allows you to navigate through each of our particular sections, or drill into one and search that, more specifically, that one category more specifically. So yeah, that is kind of what we have to share with you guys today. We're excited to continue with this progress and move into development so that we can, get it into your hands for beta testing. It's been my pleasure, and I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Okay, so this is kind of like just the bare bones wallet version 1, and obviously, like you said, it may change a little bit, but they need to get a version 1 of the wallet out, which is just going to be kind of, a bare bones wallet. I do like the way they have the people function set up. So instead of sending to a long address, you can just go to a contact similar to in your phone, and go to that contact and send from there. So that's very cool the way they're setting that up. Like I said, I do like the card stacking feature, the way they have that set up. And if you don't already know, if you go and read the Pillar white paper, you can kind of get a broad overview of what their end goal is, their end game, and what they're looking to do with this wallet, which is so much more than just a cryptocurrency wallet. I'm gonna link this whole video in the description of this video that I'm making now, so you guys can watch it, because it will also kind of give you an idea of some of the things that they're going to be doing. There's supposed to be an ICO function that's going to be in this wallet, so you can invest in ICOs with pretty much a one-click thing. You don't need to worry about what's the address of the ICO, how much the gas limit is, etc. Basically, it's going to tell you which ICOs are active. You click on the one you're going to want, how much you want to invest, hit send, that's it. Everything else will be done for you. So for those who have never invested in an ICO and you're maybe not the most tech savvy person, the way it's done right now through my Ether wallet, it may be a little overwhelming for some people. And what they're looking to do with just this function alone that they talked about adding to the wallet is going to be huge for people, like I said, who aren't the most tech savvy. So they're also, one of the goals of Pillar is for the user to basically take back their personal data. All right, so we don't want big companies and corporations in control of our personal data. And with the Pillar wallet, their goal is to allow people to have full control over their personal data. So that's a big thing. That hits home with a lot of people. And yeah, I really suggest you guys go to pillarproject.io, look at the white paper, okay, follow them on Twitter to get updates, watch this video, and just, if you don't already know, learn as much as you can about the company and what their goals are and what they're looking to do. And then you can kind of get a feel and an idea for of how it might be possible, after all, that the price could really get up there for the token. Okay, because if this was just a wallet and that's it, it's really hard to see the price going to $30, let alone $100 or a couple hundred. So but what they're looking to do is so much more than just a cryptocurrency wallet. So I highly suggest you guys look into it a little bit. You know, and when you do that, you'll see that, okay, yeah, so the price has really gone up in the last couple weeks. But when you look at the overall view of what they are trying to accomplish, the price is still very cheap. Okay, so if you don't have a bunch of Pillar, if it were me, I would go buy some. I even want to go buy some more. So yeah, so I wanted to do this. Like I said, I've been wanting to go over this for a few days now since they put the video out that had the first preview of this wallet. I just have not had the time. I know Silvertooth, who is another person who is huge on Pillar, kind of did a little overview and is very excited about it. So check it out, guys. Just, you know, look for yourself, look into the company, and just see what it is that they're looking to do, and then you'll kind of get, you know, the bigger picture. So anyway, guys, I will see you in the next video. Follow me on Twitter at TruthBlitzMedia, and also subscribe to the Block Party Podcast official YouTube channel. The link is down below. Crypto Blood and myself eventually are going to be putting our podcast episodes on that channel alone. So we're just trying to get as many of our subscribers to subscribe to the new channel before we start to do that. So make sure you guys do that, and I'll see you guys in the next one.